and glad you were with us and Daniel Carlson. Here to get things started. Off we go on a rainy one at Arrowhead. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's go.
The RPO. That one is complete. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. From the 23. Here's 2nd down and 7. Tight end going in motion here. That is caught out wide on the RPO. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. A gain of 16 yards. Good for a Jets 1st down.
Oftentimes in the NFL, Mike, blitzing a good quarterback can kind of be feast or famine, because what you do is you actually speed up their process of identifying the open target. So in this case, it's an underneath safety outlet, but the reason he went there so fast is because he was triggered to that target from the blitz. He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, but we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. When you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
19 tight, 19 tight. Ready.
They'll look to throw yet again. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. 2 receptions for him on this drive. This one good for 16 yards. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll run. Here is the rookie out of Ole Miss. Hunting very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3. From the 41. Here's 2nd and 6. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Ready. Panther 60, Panther 60. Dragon 60.
They'll throw out of the gun. And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
Here it is on 4th down. And he's not going to get there. A couple of yards short. And this is going to be a turnover on downs.
So the offense found themselves in a little bit of no man's land. They were too far for a field goal attempt, but too close to attempt a punt. So they decided to be aggressive early and go for it on 4th down. But it was the defense that turned them away with a huge stop to start this game.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Yellow, yellow. Yellow party.
Throwing to get things started is Mahomes.
Come on, why you throw it like that, nigga? Stupid ass bitch. Fuck, man. Stupid goofy ass motherfucker throwing the eyes closed and shit.
As this game unfolds, they talked all week. Get some completion, settle down this
Goofy bitch.
Well, in return, he throws an early pick. It's too early to go away from the game plan. There's a lot of game left, but this passing game is going to have to get on track throughout the rest of this game.
Man in motion is Smith. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field.
We see this so often, they call it sudden change. So they teach defenses, Mike. This is a little predictable here.
That shit that make you know don't play no more. Little faggot can't fucking throw.
A turnover or some sort of sudden change situation. Expect a deep play, expect a trick play. It's just the way offensive coordinators call plays immediately after taking over the possession. And in this case, the defense was ready for it and falls incomplete.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw.
Man, he ain't gonna get no pick though. Hoop ass. Like he playing volleyball and shit.
It's a gain of 12 there. And the Jets have a first down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Moving outside the pocket. This one complete right side. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Ball on the 40. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll look to throw again. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw when the pass is incomplete.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
They'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. Open man, left side. He's got it. And he is out of bounds. Mark him at the 25. 15 yards through the air. Good for a Jets first down.
18
On play action, he'll set up to throw. This is part 2. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, New York. It's his 4th touchdown on the year. The extra point is good. And the Jets will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and we'll come out to the 20-yard line. A gain of about 5.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. Open man is Royals. He's got it. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. A gain of 24 through the air. First down, KC.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. And he got hit that one quickly before the receiver knew what was going on.
Hey, bro, you gotta win, bro. I'm done with this shit. Goofy bitch can't throw the ball. What am I playing for?
You see guys, they call it routes on air, Mike. During the course of the week, there's no defense, nobody playing on coverage.
The sad thing is, this dumbass faggot does this shit in regular conditions.
Quarterback expects you to be.
Crazy.
Because then when the game starts, things get sped up just a little bit more for the quarterback. And in this case, it's a perfect example. He's open. He tries to lead his guy. Just puts a little too much in front of him.
Oh, would you look at that? Something decent happened.
They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Now think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
And this will be incomplete, but a
Shit's
penalty
so clunky.
down on the play. And let's see who's guilty.
What are we waiting on? Fuck am I just staring at this shit for? Come on.
Hey, 57, 57 color, 57 color. Wide, right. Arsenal, easy. Hey, Sunday,
Right back to the air for Mahomes. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Yo ass boring as shit.
Work to do following the sack. It is third.
Make a nigga fall asleep.
Yellow, wide, 43, 43. Attack. Yellow.
Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
Xavier Worthy. A gain of 16. Brings up fourth down.
Hey, 43, 15. Hey, color. Hey, Ripley.
Now Mahomes. And he's not going to get there. Stop
Suck my
short.
dick.
And they turn it over on downs.
Yeah, I
We
bet.
get to the end of the quarter. The Jets have it here to start quarter number 2, as they are set to start the drive with 1st and 10. The run here is Breece Hall. Not much there, maybe a yard.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
It is 2nd and 9.
18, pioneer. Panther 60, 60. Cup 19, 19, 18, Romeo, 18.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. That one out in front of his big
You can see it ain't just me.
target. Not connect. And it falls incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
70, 50.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a ball to the punt team. It's 4th down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
7 Pirates. Warriors 70. Ready.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. Gonna give the ball over on down.
You know, Mike, you could almost just look down in the huddle, and the players are looking at the sideline like, Coach, isn't the punt team going to come out? And the coach was having none of it. He says, no, you're staying on the field. We're being aggressive all day long, and we're going to go pick up this first down.
That is to Wiley, open on the left. And he'll take this one in. Garrett Wiley, touchdown Chiefs. It's his third touchdown catch this year.
Like we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
We're on time, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. This will be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. Oh. Get across the 20, mark him at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
79, Panther 11, Panther, Buffalo 18, Track 19, Charger, 19, Chargers.
Back to throw here to begin the drop. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Hold it ready.
They face 2nd down and 7.
18, 5 in. Trap this. Go.
Now they'll set up to throw. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. That is George Karlaftis. He gets into drop head for his first sack of the young season. So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Cut 19. Cut Panther, Mustang 19.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. And that is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
They send the tight end in motion.
18 Cardinal. 7 Pirates.
They will indeed go as they look to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Jaden Hicks. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. So they make the decision on 4th down to try to go for it. Instead, it goes back the other way for a pick 6.
Yeah, and anytime you go for it on 4th down, you're saying, hey, I don't mind rolling the dice and taking some chances. In this case, it backfires. The defense is able to capitalize, and they take it all the way back the other way.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. And he's going to bring it out from the middle of the... Now a hit, and he lost the football. And when we talk about momentum and trying to stop negative momentum, it's moments like this. Not only did you just give up the big score, but now, Greg, they've got to get that defense back on the field after the fumble.
Yeah, and on one sideline, you're riding high. I mean, the last 2 plays could not have gone any better. And then on the other sideline, they couldn't have gone any worse.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Yellow.
Here's Mahomes. That's complete left side to Worthy. They'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Attack, attack! Yellow, yellow!
On third down, Mahomes. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Jets are going to have the ball at their own 18-yard line.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
Ready!
And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. That's the way to get started. A pickup of 17 and a very quick first down.
17 yards.
I like the change of pace. The idea that you want to keep the ball on the ground, but you don't want to do it in the traditional sense of just turning around and handing it off to your running back. So this time, they give it to the wide receiver. They get him in space, get the ball in his hands, and he turns it into a solid game.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 12 more yards from him there, and another first down.
First down, Jets.
You know, we've seen this for so long with running backs, and now it's really starting to creep in with wide receivers, Mike. And it's a matter of not necessarily how many times do we throw it to them in a game, but how many ways can we get them to touch the ball? Just get the ball in their hands. And in this case, they hand it to them, get the ball, hands of your best players, and let them go do the rest.
Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. That's going to be incomplete. Covered very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force third down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it, but I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's caught. It's Powell. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
Warriors 70, 19 Lions. Trap 50, trap.
They'll look to throw yet again. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. It'll be a short pickup down to the 22. Adrian Taylor Demerson on the tackle.
Ready.
Here's a 2nd and 9.
Let's go now. Ready.
They'll stick with him again. And he's fouled up after a gain of a yard.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. 2-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
A successful drive, but in danger of stalling. Trying to convert now on 3rd and 7.
Panthers 60. Mustang 19.
Now the Chiefs going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on fourth down. Throwing now from the gun. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on fourth and wind up turning it over on down.
Is a turnover on down.
Yellow, yellow. I don't need to. I don't need to. Away. 15.
A first down throw for Mahomes. That's complete to Royal. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down. Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for first and 10. Patrick to throw. He's going to let this one go for Worthy. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. And he will not attempt to return, so this will come out now to the 35-yard line.
Yellow, yellow.
Here's a run to begin this third quarter. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 9.
I don't need to. I don't need to. Attack, attack. Attack.
Throwing now. Mahomes. Moving left. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
It's a gain of 18.
He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18.
First and 10 at the 46.
It's first down and they'll run. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 8.
Yellow. Hey, Ridley. Attack, attack.
Now, Mahomes. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A gain of 17 yards. And the Chiefs have a first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
And he let him a bit too much. The pass is incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down?
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. Carlson now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Chiefs will take a 21-7 lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. Here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field.
their own 22-yard line.
Ready up. Seven Pirates. Seven Pirates. Come on. Come on. Ready up.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now a ball deep, middle of the field.
So you take a look at the clock. In this point in the third quarter, you find yourself down. It doesn't feel like it's necessarily desperation time. You're going to have a couple more possessions left, but that throw there felt kind of like a desperation throw. So don't force it. Just continue to sustain possession and just make sure at the end of this drive, you come away with points.
10 yards the gain on the pitch and catch. And the Jets have a first down.
19,
Man in motion is Smith. To the air now on 1st and 10. He's hit after the catch and the ball comes free. And it will be another turnover as this defense does it again. And so much for a nice gain through the passing game. Not finishing the play, fumbling the football, and the offense has turned it over, Greg.
Mike, give credit to the defender here for not quitting on this play. They just give up a chunk play in the passing game. He stays after it, and instead of just making a simple tackle, he attacks the ball, knocks it loose, and creates a big takeaway for this defense. They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. Right side, blocked by Wiley. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going, and it's Mahomes. That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on 4th and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
And he will be out of bounds right around the 35. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far. But that one gives him a first down.
19 tight. 19 tight. Go.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Forced out wide. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
All these defensive linemen, I promise you, they all want sacks. That is how you get paid. That is how you make your name. But it's also the other plays where you can affect the quarterback. Can you make them feel uncomfortable? Or in this case, you don't get the sack, but it was the hit that's able to alter the pass to fall incomplete. I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on third down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up fourth down.
He'll look to throw. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And it will be recovered by the offense, but ultimately doesn't matter because this is going to be a turnover on downs.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
43! 43!
On 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
It's now
The
second and
relationship
10.
between the pass rush and the pass coverage is critical. The better you rush the passer, the more pressure you can take off your coverage, and that's a great example why.
Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down.
On the stop. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Yellow! Hey, Ridley! Hey, 43, 43, 15! Yellow! 15, 15!
Here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on fourth down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single first down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on fourth down. Here's Mahomes. In the middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have the Chiefs first down on a well-designed play to get 16 to keep the drive going.
30-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And he'll be ridden out of bounds after a gain of 6.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
This is caught at 2. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. He'll go big. 3 tight ends in the formation for 1st and goal. Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. That's to the end zone, but it is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Xavier Worthy there. And it'll bring up 2nd and goal.
He's already been a little reckless with his decision-making up until this point, Mike, and now it almost backfires on him again. He has to do a better job of finding the matchups, finding the space on the field so everything is not a forced ball into these tight windows. Down here this close, all it takes is one defensive lineman defeating his block and getting some penetration, and that's exactly what we saw here. Not only to stop the ball carrier short of the end zone, but to take him down for a loss.
That's holding at the 2. And he's going to be marked short of that first down. How do you want to play it? They need almost 2 full yards. Decision time. 4th down.
I'm an aggressive guy by nature, Mike, so whenever I get 4th and short in plus territory, I want to go for it. You're not going to win many games in this league settling for field goals. You have to capitalize when you find yourself in a position to score.
They'll try it now with Pacheco. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, KC. Carlson able to knock through the extra point, and the Chiefs will extend this third quarter lead.
Jets 7. Daniel Carlson.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready, break, cut 19, cut 19, Mustang 19, here we go, Warriors 70, 19, Dragon 60.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. That one thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. To complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
Plus, to his right, taking a shot downfield for Smith. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
19 Lions.
Man in motion is Smith.
First down.
Back to throw. He'll go right back to Smith. They hook up again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's first and 10. They'll look to throw again. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Brings up second and 7 at the 13-yard line.
Second down, they need 7.
Come on, come on. Ready, right?
Now, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. Whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
He pulls it in around the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Point after, coming up here. He gets it to go, and the Jets are able to edge a bit closer.
Jets 14.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's first and 10.
Yellow. Spice
Drive will start on the ground, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Yellow. Arca Blue Lady. Hey, 15.
On second down, Mahomes. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. 12 yards there, and a first down. They'll come up here first and 10.
46-yard line.
Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He'll go underneath here. The running back out of the backfield. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. They get an even 20 on that one. Good for a Chiefs first down. Now a give up the middle. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for the back to find. And all these zero or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots. There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
Mahomes now on 3rd and 2. That is caught. And he'll take it on in. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Chiefs. Carlson's kick is good. And the Chiefs will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. Here comes a return from the end zone. He'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22.
Hurt. 70 Lions. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal. A big play to kick off this drive. 68 yards.
Mustang 19. Here we go.
They'll put a receiver in motion right.
80. Let's go.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. All the way back at the 14 now. 2nd down and goal.
Panther 60. 19 tight. 19 tight. 19 Lions.
Now they'll set up to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, New York. 2nd touchdown of the game. Season total now up to 5. Their head coach, 2 fingers in the air. They'll say no to the extra point. They'll go for 2. They'll try to pick this up with a run. And he will get the score, cutting the lead down to 13. Now after the play, looks like we have an injury for one of the Chiefs. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. And now the defense is going to take their first time out. Remember, they get an extra one built in with a 2-minute warning coming up momentarily. 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Hey, 57, 57. Hero 15. Attack, attack.
Now, Mahomes. There's a throw right side. Going to be incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down.
Hey, 15, 15, 15. Hey, 57. Yellow.
Mahomes. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. The defense uses its 2nd timeout here, and don't forget, clock to stop when we hit the 2-minute warning as well. And the Chiefs will punt the ball away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. Looking up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for, and taken successfully.
At their own 15-yard line.
Here is 1st and 10.
Dragon 60. Come on. 6. 60 Eagles. 6. Buffalo 18. Huh. 19 tight. 19 tight. Huh.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Got an open downfield on the crossing route. It's a gain there of 26 yards. Time is an issue. 1 timeout, 2-minute warning to work with, but they need points. 1st down and 10. He's going to look for the home run ball. That is caught. And he's going to be out of bounds as the clock will stop. We're stopped anyway as we hit the 2-minute warning.
Ready up.
Now, 1st and goal.
Ready. 19 Charger. 19. Bronco 80. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. Go.
They'll drop to throw. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. 1st down was not very good. Here's 2nd and goal.
It's 2nd down.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
The RPO. That one is complete.
Sometimes it's hard to find your voice as a young player, but you can change that pretty quickly if he continues to make plays like we've seen here in this one.
3rd and goal.
This crowd doing everything they can before 3rd and goal.
60 Bison. 18 Pioneer.
He'll drop to throw. Over on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football on him. Get on it to keep possession.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Arian Smith. Touchdown, New York.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
one-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy,